What is up, YouTube? Jazz X Captain here, and we are back for another thoughts video on another new game that came out recently. Gotham Knights. Been out since Friday, which was October 21st, I believe. And today we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of Gotham Knights. And at the end of the video, we'll be talking about, whether or not it's worth buying, at least to me, because I bought it, but I can formulate my own opinions. I've put a lot of hours into the game so far. It's pretty fun. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. And if you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, comment. You could even comment to tell me how your day is, and that just good enough for me. So, Gotham Knights. This is a new installment in the Batman games. I don't believe it has any ties to the Arkham games, and I think it's its own thing. It's super fun. Has its problems here and there. The first thing we're gonna get to is the characters. You have four characters. We have Batgirl, Jason Todd, who is Red Hood, Robin, and then we also have Nightwing. You can choose any four of these characters in the game from the start, and you can also swap between them at any point in the game. And the leveling system carries to your characters. So if you're 15 on Batgirl and you want to swap to Robin, then you're 15 on Robin. You have to respec your abilities. The mod system is very interesting. I don't know if I'm too much of a big fan of the mod system. You get the mods by collecting caches throughout the world. You get them by playing the game, completing missions, doing crimes. And the mods are basically things you slot into your weapons and your gear to increase your power, defense, health, elemental effects, all sorts of different things. Now, missions. There are side missions, but they're not actually like side missions. They're called crimes or premeditated crimes. And basically, by playing the game, you discover evidence and you unlock more premeditated crimes every time you go out on patrol. Main story missions, they are separated into case files based off the villain. So currently in the game, we have the Court of the Owls, Harley Quinn, and Mr. Freeze. Combat, personally, I'm a big fan of the combat. It's slow. It's not super fast paced, but I'm not asking for fast pace personally. I think the combat's super fun with the combos and the abilities you're able to do with the combat. There are things you do in combat that actually matter against certain enemy types. You can't just sit there and do stupid stuff. Despite my last YouTube short that I just posted with me spamming batterings because I figured out that cryo is really stupid. But the combat's pretty fun. They have, evade systems, counterattacks, abilities, heavy attacks, light attacks, heavy boom battering attacks, which is the range attacks. I say battering because I play Batgirl mostly. Um, but then after that, we have the item system, which it seems like the community, in terms of people who've been playing the game, are a little mixed on this. The item system, I think, is okay. You basically just unlock them. Same with the mods. By doing stuff in the game, you unlock recipes to unlock more suits, weapons, and batterings or ranged weapons. Uh, I don't mind the item system. It's pretty cool in a way. I guess for some it could feel kind of grindy because I feel like you kind of have to do everything that's available in the game to unlock specific things, but that makes it no different than other games where that allows you to do that. Traveling is interesting. The ways of travel in the game are fast travel, which is unlocked kind of past the early game when you talk to Lucius Fox. Every character has their own form of travel. I believe Robin has a teleport. Everybody has the bat cycle, which is kind of slow, but it's not like that bad. The grappling system, in my opinion, is probably the fastest way to get around the map. That's the one I use the most. The story, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of lost on the story, and not because I haven't been paying attention, but because I've done so many different things at once. The story is that Bruce Wayne died, and now we're carrying on his legacy. Gotham's gone to crap because everybody knows that Batman's gone, or Batman hasn't been seen, and Bruce Wayne's dead. And now as, you know, Nightwing and Red Hood and Robin and Batgirl, they were being trained under him. Now they're kind of taking up the mantle with Alfred kind of helping them out. And we're basically doing like four different stories right now. The main thing is basically like Talia as Ghul is here, and she wants the League to fight with the Court of the Owls and all sorts of stuff. I don't know how Mr. Freeze ties into it, even though I've done about half of Mr. Freeze's storyline. And Harley Quinn, I don't know how she ties into either. So it's like, I'm not sure if there's a main storyline or if it's like bunched up, cut together storylines. But so far, I like the storylines. Like they definitely bring me in. I'm engaged in the storylines, and I want to know what's going to happen next. Last night we played more of the Court of the Owl. We got to find the identity of the voice, which I'm not going to spoil, but that was kind of cool. And then the last thing we had to talk about is the performance. So, personally, for me on PC, I've not had very many issues with performance. Occasionally, when I'm grappling or loading into new zones from the fast travel points, I find myself dropping frames heavily, but it's not like my gameplay is severely affected to where I can't play the game. I've heard people have been having crashes. I personally haven't had any crashes, and I don't have the most high end gaming PC. I'd say I have like it's almost high end, but it's not quite there. And I've also heard the console has been having the most issues. Where I mean, I'm not surprised that consoles are having a lot of issues. It just seems like a lot of games these days are not being very well optimized for console. But I'm not saying don't go get a console. If you want to get a console, get a console. And lastly, what do I really think about the game? Because if I had to put the game on a rating in my, I think I played like 15 hours or so, I'd give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not the most amazing Batman game, but I'm not also trying to compare it to the Arkham games, which I think a lot of the reviews are very much people trying to compare it to the Arkham games. And I've talked to other streamers after my Gotham Knights when I've done streaming the game. I've talked to other streamers who've been playing it, and mostly everybody's been really enjoying the game. Now they usually all bring up the Gotham game or the Arkham games, and you know, I get it. Those games were pretty awesome, but this isn't an Arkham game. This is a whole new project, and there's a lot of new things in it. There's some things that are taken from the Arkham games, and I don't see a problem with that. Personally, I've been very much enjoying the game. I mean, I'm not a fan of paying $60 on games, but here and there I'll pay $60, for a new game like Gotham. And should you buy it? That's totally up to you. You want to spend $60 and play a Batman-esque type game, with the crime solving, with the combat, with the iconic villains? Heck yeah, go buy it then. If you're unsure about it, watch some other videos, watch some gameplay. Hopefully this video helps. Hopefully you get a little bit of insight on the video and the gameplays from one of our past streams. And I appreciate you stopping by this video. Thank you so much, and have an awesome week.